Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing more Boros Humans. I've been playing this recently, actually in paper. I want to store championship with it, the Apex Gaming one with their name on it as they are a premium store. But I want to store championship playing Boros Legendary Humans, and this was the list that I actually played and won with. So we're going to try it here. It's weird to say it in the opposite way where I'm playing a list that I played in paper when I normally just play online on Arena. But we're going to give it a try. If you like my content, please be sure to subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Definitely been working on making better content for people that hopefully enjoy the channel. And if you do, I truly appreciate you watching so much. And let's just get into the games. Okay. Well, as soft as this hand kind of looks, I think I want to keep attached to it. We got the pass we play on one. We don't have a one drop that we're going to be leaving behind because of it. And then we can play a Plains and Thalia depending on what they're on. And then maybe like a Ixalan or a Vanguard. Ixalan's kind of nice because it doesn't get picked up by a lot of smaller spells. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do you want, opponent? Boros as well. Oh, no. They're better than me. Okay. We find other land. Play Thalia because first strike will be relevant. This typically means they're on the Invoke version or just soldiers in general, I guess, is the option as well. Could be a get lost here. Yeah, this is the Convoke version. Nganjo drawing Nganjo is definitely kind of a problem. Ixalan seems pretty good here. Packle also seems good here. It's definitely between one or the other. It's kind of hard to choose. I think Pack will allow my Ixalan to become a better wall next turn. I can also attack with Ixalan next turn. And, like, that's just hard for them to trade off. So I'll take it. And I will attack with a Thalia here. Just to make this little 1-1 come in. Don't make a mistake. That'd have been really funny, though. So, technically, if they would have blocked with the frontliner and blocked with the bunny corn, which I don't think they would make that mistake, the bunny corn would drop down to a 1-1 because the frontliner would no longer be in play. Charming Scoundrel will come in, make a token, which will buff this to 4, maybe make a treasure. They're just going to buff it to 4 in general. It doesn't have vigilance, so tokens I can make with Ixalan and Packle in the next coming turns, I can hold back and block with later. If they don't make any other permanent, our Vanguard will allow us to have our Ixalan trade up. Plaza's also nice. You can also attack and Nganjo the bunny corn, which is kind of cool. Which allows me to attack with Thalia as well. Because if they're like, oh, I'll do Thalia in case I like buff this, then I don't lose Thalia. And it's actually kind of a better block that way. I just want him to block with it. They don't have any legendaries in play, so Nganjo is obviously not online for them. Block like that. This is 1 mana. Try to pop this. Resolute. Not going to save it though. That's generally the big concern for us, is that creature alone. So I'm going to play... Argument should have been that I played the Packle first. I'm going to play it now. Because I think it's the most mana intensive, and the next turn we can double down on both of these. Packle can kind of attack. At some point they're going to play the Knight. I think I played slightly unoptimal there. I knew I was missing something when they blocked. Could definitely be Nganjo. I have no reason to block this attack. Like, no reason whatsoever. If they actually attack like that. Producing a ton of creatures here. Now we have to be careful on our attack. Cavern, we'll name human. Kellen. Play the Vanguard. Because we want to at least get something happening, we'll definitely be attacking with this. Could attack with the Packle because I most likely don't want to block with it anyway. But then they can triple block this. But if they're triple blocking that, am I actually losing? I don't think so, right? Like, what actually happens if they triple block this? They lose 3 creatures. Their next attacks are nowhere near as big. They don't play a whole lot of removal, but I can also just grow this and then make it like a good blocker. I think that's a little bit more valuable. Yeah, let that come through. I don't think they would block anyway, but just it being this creature would give them the opportunity to maybe think they should take it out. These artifacts? No, okay. I can never tell what token. Like, based on other tokens, this is an artifact. I don't care. Like, a recruiter. Nice draw from them. Maybe they'll try to play it this turn. I doubt they should not. One slightly unopportune play kind of made this all go downhill for me. I don't know what the math is. I don't really want to sit here and count. Just to be honest. I could threaten lethal. I can attack with Packle, make a lot of things, and maybe they'll need to block. But should I threaten enough from there to be lethal? So if this attacks, it's attacking for 4. It'll make 2 creatures. It's only 6. Yeah, it'd be way too much of a commitment. But we'll swing with Packle, of course, now. Do you have a flash creature as well? What it kind of feels like. We can give this indestructible. The main thing is we'd want their knight to block it. They don't go for it. Packle hits. They're down to 6. And now we have to find a way to survive this turn, which I don't even think is possible. We hold this to maybe make them consider a decision. It doesn't seem like they're going to. Again, we just have to survive with 2 creatures here, because most likely this is going to be an all-out thing. I just don't know if we can. Oh, so much damage. I mean, we'll just have to block what we can. I literally can't even see this creature because of this dino in the way. If I wanted to look at it, I have to right-click it, which is cringe. Yeah, we got nothing going on here. So easy block number 1. Block number 2. Block number 3. Let's make it easier to do that whole side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. I don't think they have enough, right? If I block like this. The Thalia, I can't see the recruiter. The Thalia here. This is here. Then that's there. What's it in total right now? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't even think it's enough here. We just block like this, I guess. Hopefully I didn't mess up the math. That'd suck. Yeah. Then that'll die, and then we'll just go to combat and kill him. Make it nice and quick. Not going to try to overdo it. Draws there. And that is game. Slight misplay with Adeline. I could have played a little bit smarter around it, but I didn't. Mainly got the Bunny Corn off the board. Sometimes these decks will play a Monstrous Rage because Bunny Corn being so large, if it can 2-shot your opponent or even 1-shot them, like, why would you not do it? So something we had to worry about as well. Triggers first. I mean, we have a pretty good hand. We can start off with Initiate and then NT into Packle and call it a day. And then Ixalan kind of sits on the sideline just because the synergy between NT and Packle is so good. We will do this. We'll name Human. We'll play Initiate because it's the thing we'd like to grow. Recruitment Officer, obviously good, but a little bit better in late game in comparison to the Initiate. The Initiate's really bad late game. So, Human come in. We'll play NT. No idea if I ever pronounce this game names right. We'll decline because we like our hand currently. We just need both our creatures, one of our creatures of 2 to stay. Play whatever whatever this thing is really bad. Lay down arms is fine. That's the card I meant to, like I was saying, but it's not what I meant. Temporary lockdown. There we go. That's the card I was thinking of. So we play here. We play Packle now, and then we'll attack with the Initiate. Putting the counter on this, making a 1/1, getting in. Depopulate's an option. Sunfall is most likely coming down soon. If they depopulate us here, we at least draw a card. Then we can kind of reload back on the board and hope Callan can kind of push us forward and get us out of it. Mono white Sunfall is just not really where we want to be. We'll play land. I'm not committing any more to the board if I don't have to. Even an Emperor here is not going to really get me too riled up. Like, sure. They also messed up. Don't do what they're doing, please. Wait until these creatures come in, declared as attackers. It still had to counter on it. It remembers it had to counter on it. So it's not going to go making that mistake. Just to be kind of efficient, I'm going to play another Packle. Maybe they'll Sunfall me. I don't want to play this unless I can activate it. And I think this, if I draw another land, I'm sitting pretty solid. This can give hexproof, so we feel pretty good about it. They miss land drop. They attack. Let me see the Emperor. So they don't make the mistake this time, as you can see. They learned. Look at that. You can always be learning. That, you know? You can always learn. You make a 2/2 or not. I mean, of course, with this play, we're just going to give this hexproof and indestructible. It threatens so much next turn. I don't even really have to play anything. The Coppercoat Vanguard will be enough on its own. Most likely have to make it 2/2. Maybe they have third Emperor. That would also be bad. But that's fair. 6. They're plussing. Trusting a plus here. That's insane, right? Do we get there? This will go up. There'll be 5 of these. A little short, isn't it? That's kind of crazy. I definitely think it's short. Yeah, because they just block this. They don't have ward, so whatever they block, the other one's getting through. They can just shoot me, of course. There. Except I want one of these to go here, I think. Because, let's say block 1, 2, 3. We make 2 more. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. It's short by 1. Yeah, so we want to do that. I guess, like, they have to block this. So I can kill the Emperor while also threatening lethal. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess they can, damage would already happen. On the 3 you go. Shooting me, or maybe like one of these 1/1s. Realistically, of everything here, I just go ahead and play Recruitment Officer. Turn. Maybe next turn I might activate it if they have a sweeper here. If they have a sweeper, their Vindicator's also gone. But the only reason I play Officer is because it is a 2/1. Lifelink is a thing. That's what they plan to go with. An attack. I think they're going to miss the mark, though. I do not have another counter, do I? That's tough. Do not have another counter to make this work. Play an Adeline. Play a Hopeful Initiate. Now we're definitely just getting in there. I forgot with Packle being gone that I don't have another counter to activate this Hopeful Initiate, which is kind of tough. This is going to set them down pretty low to 1 even. Now they have Adeline to worry about. And then everything in play. Another 6 life won't necessarily be enough because they'll have to attack to do that. They could play another Steel Seraph and give it Vigilance and Lifelink, hit for 6, and then have like an additional blocker back. That'd be 3 blockers. It'd go up to 7. Then it would be 1, 2, and 3. And then they would have be just 1 short, actually. Because Adeline making another creature. Alright, so they think for a while, and then Ossification is the play. Don't quite get there on Lifelink here. Unless there's something I'm missing. There's 7. Land. Combat. I mean, I have to attack. I have no other choice. Get a block. Maybe a spell. Got nothing. You have something? They have nothing. A bluff. Okay. Okay, we go first. I mean, talk about pumping out a hand of cards. We start off with a Cavern. We name Human. We play Initiate. Then we play Thalia. And then if we draw a 3rd land, we just play our entire hand and act like we're playing Affinity. Domain, it looks like. So it actually gives us opportunities to do that play. Although our colorless land here is actually going to snub us of that chance. And this obviously can't tap because these aren't legendary, but either way. Well, I guess we get to do it in like kind of a unique way, huh? Let's do this. Value should be good enough. We do this, and then we attack. Now he's putting on a lot of pressure. What's your 3rd drop, Mr. Esper? Those are 1/1s. That's for sure. I could play out more creatures, but I decline to do so. I'm in. It's pressure time. We're gonna see that double block. There you go. Down to 6. Make them answer my current board. Obviously, Sunfall's an option to populate. It's not now. Sunfall's an option if they get my Thalia off the board. And they do play Virtue, I think. Possibly do it. Wandering Emperor isn't enough either, mate. I feel like the only answer is a Thalia here. So we're going to give the opportunity of giving it Hexproof and Indestructible. I think they passed on the thought that they could play an Emperor and realized it was too much mana. Welcome to the 5/1 drop hand. We didn't even play the other 2. Listen, if our opponent is playing Control based off their name, I'll feel so bad with this Cavern and Thalia in hand. But they're playing red, so of course. Yeah. Their name was a lie. Nothing's real. Happens. Belden's obviously bad. Like the one creature we really don't want to be blocking. But Phoenix Chick, kind of bad, but we can at least take the damage a couple turns from that. Spear is actually a better hit for us, so Thalia will be kind of nice to have in the way of that. So now, like, Godric isn't necessarily as good of an attack as it could be. Need Thalia to live here. We need Adeline to come in and kind of help stabilize, and then have Packle attacks possible with an Adeline that has vigilance and being held back. Although, play with fire here, 6 damage coming through. Most likely going to have to just play Adeline anyway. I keep drawing Adeline or Thalias. I'm going to cry. Oh, let's see. Game is significantly different if we are in the reverse order, obviously. That's just how best of one standard goes sometimes. An attack for 1 mana, remove my Adeline, deal a lot of damage, then Monstrous Rage. It feels about the most mono red thing that can happen right now. Oh, no Monstrous Rage. Woo! I'm still dead, but, you know, at least I can feel good about it. Play Thalia, play empty, and then just die this turn. Like it really mattered. What's your card count? I had 2. I mean, block. I can't even do that because I die. Like, I block here and I still die. Yeah, it's dead either way. Cool. What a fun game that was. Go first. Yeah. This is kind of annoying, but yeah. Sure. I think it's still one case where Warden might be better off early. I'm gonna play Vanguard anyway. This would still attack, then maybe find something out after. Okay. Oh, sweet. I'm actually just gonna play double initiate and try here. Then I can play Vanguard. Kellen, I think, might not be what I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for one of my 3 drops. Or a red land. Vanguard, sure. You know, get in here, big dog. I will be asking all the questions from here on out. Attack here. We're on our training arc, apparently. We're coming back at you with 6. I'm holding up this Get Lost. Pick up any crucial thing like an Adeline, maybe. Just something absolutely... is this for both of us? Oh, just opponent's name? That's tough, dude. That is tough. Do we get lost them or do we not? I think the answer is no. I think, on one hand, you got to think it's Copper Coat Vanguard. In worst case scenario, they're not having a good time. Yeah, I'm going to say they're not having a good time if this is all just happening on the opposite order. You double attack here? Because, like, your Peacekeeper's gone. That too can come through all at once. You kind of declare that this has to be the target. Award 1, we auto pay. Of course, that's gone. This is the only thing holding back. In case of another copy of this, I could ask some questions in regards to playing the Vanguard and making all my board bigger, or I can play an Adeline and just start pumping out massive creatures. Maybe not the creatures necessarily so massive, but have like Adeline as a massive creature that can attack. Up, down to 8, 8 to 16. Now this initiate can't necessarily just attack freely. Maybe they'll play an Adeline of their own. Another one of these, necessarily not that threatening. Ossification, quite annoying. Get Lost is obviously a good draw, as we can blow this up and get our Adeline back. Thalia coming in. Okay. Hey, you know what our hand is, right? You know we have Vanguards. Like, it's nothing new. Actually keep out on top to be kind of sneaky about it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Lord, 8, 9, 10. Double Lord is lethal, I guess. If the last 2 cards is Lord, Lord, then sure. Yes. First trying to force a block. No like snap let through makes me think there's not a double Lord situation. Also, they have one in play, so the likelihood of just like having all 3 is less likely. What is your play? Also, making the Warden bigger does in fact increase our initiate sizes. There's a land. You mean oops? Another land. It'd be so funny. Ah, good one. Back with anything. Actually, why am I even talking about it? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's 3 counters, right? Here's my flyer. And nothing like humans putting a big board state in play and then just having Warden of the Sky say, oh, I'll fly over. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. You guys stay down there. I'm good. I'm good up here. It goes first. Our hand's pretty solid. We'll keep. Probably lead off with initiate this time around. And I might even play Ixalan first, just to have it kind of be drawing us some cards. Maybe Thalia first. Vanguard's always nice, but when it's just pumping one small creature, it's not necessarily in its most optimal spot. It coming in and giving things like Thalia and Ixalan protection is pretty cool. But maybe we'll draw a land and all of our questions will be answered from there. Blue, white. Human. I'm going to play Warden. I'm going to double creature next turn. And I'm going to use this ability. Okay, Warden. That seems like interaction to me. They'll find interaction here. Possible. Not ambushing me with the virtue. Nope, no way, no siree. You can put that 2/2 in play all you want. I'm not jumping in front of it. Trying to sneak attack me. I know how you work. I know your games. Let us Italia. Counterably. Make Emperor a little bit more costly. Things of that nature. Move to combat. Attack and attack. Playing around the virtue. We have Elspeth's Smite or something. Possible. Hopeful Initiate's most likely the target then. Soul Partition, I guess. Play another 1/1. Not afraid. You kind of revealed your hand there. Get Lost seems good. I'll keep it on top. Maybe even on temporary, but you never know. No land drop from Mr. Opponent? No way. The only thing we really have to worry about in terms of getting blown out by would be technically the recruitment officer, but I'm not actually that worried about it. Okay, that's gone. And now, I mean, definitely hitting for 9. Missed a land drop once. They might have to populate now if they hit land drop. They do not. Well, blue-white. If you haven't heard, Cavern of Souls is now legal. Counter spells are not necessarily that good. in Soul Partition is butt cheeks, but I understand not wanting to play Get Lost because it is also butt cheeks. So, well, we've played it before. We're playing it again. We got a little sideboard here if you're interested, but this is what I played at the Apex Gaming Invitational Series. Not true. That is the other series. This is what I played at the Apex Gaming Store Championship, where Lier with Apex Gaming written on it was won. I have it laying around here somewhere. No, I don't. It's in my backpack. But yeah, I won the Store Championship. I had Lier with it, along with the Dark Petition. We were making Yu-Gi-Oh references with it a lot. That's his shop, so it was pretty funny. But yeah, I decided to play humans in the best of 3 format. I don't necessarily have as many reps, nearly as much as I do in the best of 1 format. So I took kind of one of these stronger best of 1 decks in terms of still being solid in best of 3. Because the thing you get with this deck that you don't necessarily get with the other decks that are tuned for best of 1 is you get a little all-in factor with this Boros Humans list, where you can kind of deal with about anything. You kind of squeak past anything. Like, you can get under domain, you can get under control, or make it very awkward for them in game 1, where control, at least in the best of 3 formats, will actually be playing some amount of counter spells, and the Caverns just shutting those cards off, and then the Get Lost being able to take out things like Ossification or Leyline Binding against those domain opponents, and making those map tokens not as relevant. However, this deck list to me is very cool. I like it I just like it ever so slightly more than mono white. I think mono white can arguably be considered better because now you don't have to play the Battlefield Forge and give yourself extra damage in the mono red matchup. However, I do think you lose a little bit of firepower in terms of the kind of synergy that you can get with Packle and NT here, in terms of putting extra counters on things and then using NT to be extra card draw in theory in places where you might struggle to do so. And then it also opens up sideboard opportunities a little bit in terms of playing against like what we had in our first matchup within the festivities. I think it was our first matchup. I'm not sure now. That was about an hour ago, so I have no idea. But in the festivities is good against the Convoke deck that wants to make a lot of 1/1s, so we get access to that. And then the Barrage, which is an uncounterable removal spell. Although with Cavern in play, most likely your opponent shouldn't have that stuff in anyway, but it does reach up and hit for 5 against white or blue. That can also take out things like Rafine that you don't want to pay the ward cost to. So that's pretty cool. And then you get the Destroy Evils for like the Aura decks or enchantments or wedding announcements, things like that. Invasion for control, if you're like, I like Thalia, but I would like more Thalia, this is like the way to go. You can give yourself hexproof and indestructible to play around, depopulate, things like that, or just straight up spot removal once it comes in and makes a spell even more expensive. Knockout blows for mono red, and then wedding announcement is for realistically the grindy games where you want to just kind of go wide and be like more of a Convoke deck, where you want to be low on the ground, you want to be winning and playing minimal creatures so you don't get yourself blown out, but also drawing cards and win the exhaustion game. Sometimes in the mirror this can also be good, because when it flips, like, all your creatures are just inherently bigger than theirs. So it's very nice. I hope that helps anybody. I'm not necessarily the best of best 3, but maybe that advice will help you out in some way. Yeah, here's a list. This is what I like to play. Also, one of the games, by the way, one of the games I ended up playing, I actually mauled down to 4. I mauled down to 4 in one of the games. I had a 1-lander, a 1-lander, a no-lander, and then I ended up keeping 2 lands, a Ixalan, and a Packle, I think. Or, yeah, it was a Packle. It was a 3-drop. It was a 3-drop. I don't remember exactly which one, but we played Kellen. Kellen drew us 4 cards. We won. That was pretty sweet. Actually, I think my sideboard might be wrong. I had 2 Surge of Salvations in there somewhere. Yeah, sideboard's a little wrong. Whatever, it's fine. It'll be okay. Outside of that, I hope y'all enjoyed. I definitely enjoy playing this deck. It's what I hit Mythic with. It's what I won a Sword Championship with in best of 3. So maybe you'll find some success with it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll just play mono white. You know, play the better version, but it'll be all right. Catch y'all later. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.